Hi everyone, this is the tutorial for Everywhere Everything. My name is Billy from Piano and Pies. Let's get stuck straight in. So to get through this song, the easiest, we need a capo on fret 4. If you're in need of a capo, there is a link in the description to buy one on Amazon, a cheap one. In fact, it's the same one that I use, so check that out. However, let's get stuck straight in with the introduction. Now the introduction has a C major 7 chord, which is very similar to a C chord without one finger. We have fret 3 up from the capo on the A string, fret 2 on the D string, and then 0 on everything else. However, there seems to be a focus of not playing the high E string. Normally you would, but on this song they seem to miss that string out as much as possible. So that's C major 7. The other chord we need in the introduction is a G major chord. 3 on the E string, 2 on the A string, 0, 0, 0, and then again technically a 3 on the top string, but they're going to focus on not really playing that note. Those two chords will get us through the introduction. So we have C major 7 and G major. Now, when we play this, we have 6/8, 6 beats in a bar, and strumming wise, we have this. So we're counting in groups of 3s and 6s. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you can see I'm doing a lot of down and up strokes. 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and. Or down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. I'm doing that for every chord. So the C major 7. If you play that set of chords through twice, you get the introduction. Okay, so after the introduction, we have the first verse, and we basically take the same two chords and play those 4 times round with no change at all to get through the first verse. We then get to the pre-chorus. That's where things do change. Now, it's worth mentioning that there are a few different sections to this and a bunch of different chords. So if you're interested in getting the chord charts, as well as the chords and the lyrics matching up, head on over to Patreon. There's a link in the description for it, and you can get everything wrote out professionally, and I just make sure not to make any mistakes. It saves you from writing it out and, you know, potentially getting the chords in the wrong order. So check that out. However, here's the pre-chorus. We have an E minor chord. E minor being 0, 2, 2 on the A and D strings, and then 0 on the rest of the strings. We then move to a G major chord, before having 2 lots of that C major 7 bar. So here we have E minor, G, C major 7, C major 7 again. It then repeats. E minor, G, C major 7, and again. However, we then have this small part before it goes into the chorus of G major, which kind of builds up, it starts quiet and gets louder. So we then get to the chorus. Now the chorus takes basically all the chords that we've seen before and jumbles them up a little bit more. We start with G major with a quick change to E minor. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Same strumming pattern, that doesn't change. You're just moving quickly from one to the next, before having a full bar of C major. Now what we're going to do is take those 3 chords and play it 8 times round. So that will be 1 time round, and that will be a 2nd time round. Do that 8 times overall and you've got yourself the first chorus. Okay, this is where we get a bit of repetition. So there is a 2nd verse. However, the repetition is kind of repetition. So in the newly released version with the female vocal part, there is a swapping of chords. So instead of C major 7 to G, it's G to C major 7, like this. And what we we do, we play that round 8 times for the second verse. So it's just literally swapping what we did in the first verse around. We then get to a pre-chorus, and thankfully the pre-chorus is exactly the same as the first pre-chorus, which was the E minor to G and 2 lots of C major 7. Before there is that G build-up before we get into the second chorus, which is exactly the same as before. We play through the G, quick change to E minor and C. Play that through 8 times and you've got yourself the second chorus. Okay, so now we get the bridge section where things change vocally, but really not much on the guitar. We still play the chords of the chorus through 8 times. G, E minor, C major 7. So do that through 8 times and you've got yourself the bridge. However, there is then a final chorus which everything breaks down and we kind of quietly sustain some of the chords. However, we also focus on the top few strings. So rather than giving the G chord a full strum, we focus on the E, A and D and sometimes the G string, like this. And if you play those chords 4 times round, you will get the final chorus. So if you're interested in getting the chord charts and the chords and lyrics matching up, do head on over to Patreon. There's a link in the description as well as the pinned comment. So feel free to check that out. I'd also like to say thanks to the people on the screen. Those are my active patrons who get everything that I mentioned on Patreon immediately. So the moment this video goes live, they'll have instant access to it. So thanks to them and thank you to you for watching. I shall see you in the next video. So if you liked this song by Noah Kahan, then I've made a bunch of other videos. You can see one of them on the screen right now. Feel free to check that out.